Although, folks, I told you guys I would pinch myself and make one on the 30th. So today is the 30th. Here is episode, or entry 08008. Um, this is the penultimate one. I'll be shooting one tomorrow, probably when I get back home from work and I count you guys down to the new year. So, hello everybody, and welcome back to another one of these. It hasn't been some time. It's only been since yesterday. So, yeah. Today was very good. So I got a couple of things. So I got a couple of things accomplished. One, I went to work and I kicked her around. We did good. I actually had to focus on working outside during dry produce today and fill the place up because we had a visit today. So from our regional Tony, fill it up, and I think it was actually pretty good. And then we went in and we had to fill up the, uh, the the inside, which was pretty good. We did well there. Me and one other guy. So we only had like three of us in the because one guy's on vacation and then one other guy. We also had our our bag wall attendant Sam. Pretty good. She's pretty good at filling the bag wall. I'm obviously the stand-in when she's not around, so I did that on Monday, which I had fun bagging a lot of bag of large vegetables. If you guys don't know, if you guys go into Restaurant Depot and Avon on Monday, you'll see me. You'll see me later in the afternoon bagging vegetables for everybody. So, but yeah, today was pretty good. We worked outside. We filled a bunch of stuff. It's just good to finally get it, and it's always good to have the higher ups in because things stay critical and motivates us to do really good. And that was good, and I was able to get out at 6:30, and I had a telehealth therapy appointment with my new therapist, which went pretty well for the first official. Well, this is our second official session, but first was in the intake. Getting to know everybody, and then just laying the groundwork for some good stuff, and it's good. Truth be told, I actually enjoyed. In fact, truth be told, kind of like I kind of like talking to people in the psychology field since I studied it for 10 years and I practiced it for a few years. But it's just nice to talk to somebody and stuff like that, and just have a good old fashioned therapy session. So it was good, and it was great that the therapist that I'm seeing for everything and talking actually will take the time out of their day at 7 o'clock, busy day, to actually do things. So it works for them, but their lives, and it works for me, for my life, which is good. Kind of expected it, and it's great. I know my folks and family are good to have to talk to as well. Cannot not forget them. Those are just as convenient and as good to be with, of course. So, you can never replace family, ever. But it's good to just have a good set of ears and somebody who's flexible, multiple people to talk with, because I like to talk anyway. So the session was 53 minutes. We got through some stuff. We laid some stuff I need in order to go to bed on time and get up on time. I'm going a little later than I should, but should be good. I actually feel good when I plop down and I shut the lights off. So this video is not going to be super long. It's not mad. I gave you guys like a 43-minute video yesterday, so I'm going to make this a short one. And I'm not going to put any links or anything like this. Even if it's just a small little checkup, this probably is going to be maybe 7-10 minutes. And then I'm going to upload it and give this a rest. So, and I'll see you guys tomorrow and then whatnot. So I just wanted to do a little car stuff, a little car news. So for those of you who know me, I'm a Corvette fan, and Corvette always does a couple special editions or special models every couple of years. So since the C5, since the C8 generation has come out, there really hasn't been really a track-oriented or a motorsports-oriented car or a handling car in their lineup. Usually this is like the ZR1 or the or a lightweight special or a Stingray or something like that, or the Grand Sport. For those of you who do not know, so they're going to come out with the Grand Sport next year. So they filed the patent for a new engine, and they also new model. So it's going to come in 20. So it's a 2020. It's going to be either a 26 model. It's going to be a 26 model, 27 model. I think it's going to be a 26 model. So it's going to come out, actually 27th next year. So it's going to be a 26 model. So it's going to come out the middle of next year and sometime. And for those of you who don't know what the Grand Sport is, Grand Sport was a package that was not a package. So with racing, there was, in the early 60s, there was, this is before the 420, this is before the 396, this is before the 427, the 454, and all the big 8-liter big blocks that they used to throw into the Corvette during the 70s. This was before muscle car, pretty big block fanaticism. So this was before 427 and all that other stuff. So back in 1961, so back in 62, 63, Chevrolet put together a car called the Grand Sport, and it was supposed to be motorsports oriented, and it was supposed to have a 6.2 liter or 378 cubic inch engine, and it had about 485 horsepower, and it came in two flavors. It came in a coupe, which had a you can tell a Grand Sport. Do I have a Grand Sport? I think I do. Do I have a Grand Sport? Yeah, I have a Grand Sport right here. Actually, I actually have a living proof of a Grand Sport. So a Grand Sport is one of these. So they made coupes, and then they sliced the roof off and put a rollover bar, and it was supposed to compete. It was done in 63, 64 to compete with the Cobra. When the Cobra came out with the 289 and the 427, Chevrolet, it was a homologation special that they made to homologation. It was a competition only special that they made to beat the Cobra, because the Cobra was basically kicking everybody's butt back in the 60s, and it would have, and it did well, but it would have done better had they had GM and Chrysler and Ford not done the racing ban back in 1963, 1964. So literally, these cars were worth $4,000 to $5,000, and General Motors had to crush all of them. I think one Spider, one Spider/one Roadster, and I think one Coupe survived. And I think somebody purchased it for $1 back in 1963, because there wasn't supposed to be an official sale for any of these things. They didn't want a big sale. So what they did was I think they put it under a rolling chassis for something. It's a rolling chassis, $1, and no one was the wiser, because if somebody put a sale for $4,000 for $4,000 or $5,000 for one of those things, the automotive association would have told them, no, you cannot. So it was sold off into a private collection, and the coupe and they were in this emerald blue. The coupe was in an emerald blue. The that one was done in white. I think that was maybe one of the ones that got passed on. They wanted to color it differently because, and then the Grand Sport name vanished from existence. Because right after that they kind of did they didn't do factory, they did more privateer. So they had the L88, the Z01, the LS6, the LS5, the LS6, all those cars in endurance racing, over in French endurance racing. They didn't do it in the 70s because of the oil crisis. 80s, they didn't do anything because Corvettes were really non-existent. And I mean, they had their own class and everything. I mean, they did race in some. I mean, they did race in Trans Am in the 80s, but that was the only Trans Am. They raced in Trans Am, and they also raced in IMSA GTO in the 70s. So that was kind of their car. So if you guys have ever seen it, so when the C4 generation came around in the in the early 90s, in the late 80s, early 90s, the C4 GTO cars were well known. But somebody wanted to bring back the Grand Sport, and everybody was like, no, because we have the LT1 and the LT5 and the ZR1. We don't have a Z06. ZR1's the big one because that's one that people know and from near future. And then people came like, well, why don't we come up with the Grand Sport? So what they did was they did an emerald blue body paint job, and they did emerald blue, and there were 2 hash marks on the fenders, and they had spoke wheels. The Grand Sport that I know of had old school spinners on it. Old school spinners. I don't know if this is on the car I have. They might have spinner. They might have hub spinners. I don't know. They might have Kragers. I don't know. These look like mag wheels to me. So they either had mag wheels or spinner hubcaps on them. So the spinner hubcaps are when they have, and no, not the spinners you lowriders do. No, those spinners when you have, there's the mag wheel, and then there's either a mag wheel or spokes, and then there's little wings on the, there's little spokes. I'm trying to show you a car that has them. That actually has them. Oh, no, they don't have them. They don't have them. Oh, here we go. So something like that. It's got multi spokes. The Mustang here's got them. Do I have a Ford GT? No, I don't. Oh yeah, the Cobra also has them too. Those things, these little things on the end here. Let me just pop this open. These little wing things. They were. I think it was just easier for them to grip the tires and some of the spin if they wanted to access the lug nuts and stuff like that. So they had those on, and they had that on the coupe, and they also had the mag wheels on the Spider or the Roadster. I shouldn't call it a Spider. Spider is a convertible, but a Roadster. And they both had the 277 or 278 small block, and they made around 485 to 490 horsepower. Jump ahead to the 96 car. That was an LT4, 330 horse, 370 foot-pounds of torque. And that sold along with a collector's edition and LT4 cars that were either green or silver and stuff like that. So, and then in the C5 generation, they did a one model year in 96. Then in the mid to late 2000s, they went the Grand Sport name went Salofi. And then in 2009, I remember when they rumored to revive it with the C6 generation. In 2010, between 2010 and 2011, General Motors said, what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you guys the Z06 stuff, the Z06 body work, the Z06 stuff, but we're gonna give it better wheels, better handling, better suspension. Without the supercharger, we're gonna give it the bigger wheels. I actually got a chance to sit in a 2010 Sunset Orange Grand Sport with paddle shift, automatic. Car was about 78 grand back then. The car started out at about 60, about 55, 57, 60, but they optioned it out with brakes and paddle shift and marks and tires and brakes and exhaust. All balloon the price up. Plus there was a markup because it was a Grand Sport. My dad was trying to get the Chevy Impala we have now. And then between 2011 2012, they sold one, and then when Shalofi let Betty Baz, and it didn't revive until 2017. And they only sold it between 17 and 18, part of 19. Then when the C8 came out, and when Betty Baz again went for a nap, and here in 2020, in 2026 coming up, we're gonna get the Grand Sport. So I hear that because it's a special edition, it's going to get bigger tires, going to get wider bodywork. It's going to basically be a Z06 and a zero. It's going to be a Z06 Z01, but without Z01 and Z01X, but without the supercharger and without the. It's going to be a lightweight version of the car, although it might not be a lightweight because they're actually putting a new engine in it. In fact, well, actually not putting a new engine. They're reviving an old engine, shall I say? So. So I was like, oh, Grand Sport, cool. So it's going to be probably, it's probably going to be a tick up from the Stingray. So Stingray retails for about 57, 60, and we have optioned them up. They can go about to 80, 70 to 80. This one is probably going to be around 85 to 90,000. So it's going to be right below a 06. And it's going to be way below a 01 and way below a 01X. It's going to be a special edition, so it's going to come up with better wheels, better handling. It's going to still be mid-engined. But the kicker is the engine. So the engines that are the engines that are currently available right now are a 6.2 LT2 with the Brego Stingray and the LT. And then there's an LT 6, which is the Z06. And then there's the LT7, which is in the 01 and the 01X. Those make 1,064. So what they want to do is they want to make a car with half the horsepower. So the Z06 makes about, the Z06 makes about 1,064. They want a car with half that. So half of 65 is about 130, 125. So they want between 525 and 550. So you guys are probably like, oh, so they're just going to take an LT2 and scale it up a little bit. Well, they don't want to do that because it's a special edition, and they kind of sat there and they're like, we kind of have to make this a special edition, folks. We're going to put a bigger engine in, the American way, put a bigger engine in everything. It just makes everything greater. So, and the engine that they're going to be putting in it is for my newer age folks, it's going to be a 6.7. For those of you who are old school muscle car fans like me and know that engine, you guys will know that is a magic number that we haven't seen since the early 60s. Since we haven't seen in a GM car since the early 60s. So, and I'm talking about the Impala SS. And 6.7, the last time I checked, computes out to 409 cubic inches. Yes. General Motors is bringing back the fine 409. So it's going to be cool seeing the 409 back. And hopefully this makes it into some passenger cars and maybe muscle cars and stuff like that. So maybe when the Camaro comes back, when everybody's got their senses, maybe, just maybe, or maybe if the Impala comes back with a rear-wheel drive setup, maybe we can have the 409 in the car. That'd be great. 409 SS with a 525 horsepower. That'd be great. Although in the Impala, they probably detune it to about, they could probably detune it to about 380 or 400 or something like that. That'd be great. So have the Corvette still with its thing, because with its thing. So yeah, at one given time, the Impalas used to have a 607 cubic inches. Although I know they had the 427, the Z11, the Z11 427 with 430, really 550 horsepower because of insurance policies back then. Insurance policies, they didn't want to call it 500 horsepower because it would have ignited the insurance companies back then. So so it's good. We're gonna get the 409 back, and we're gonna get the Grand Sport back. So yeah, all right, guys. I'm gonna bid this one to do. I think it's about. I started this at 10:52, so I think it's about gonna be. So I think it's gonna be about 12:13. So so this is 20 minutes. Yeah, so this is about 12:13. Wanted to go to bed at 10, but I ate later. But I'm gonna put on some relaxing tunes. I'm gonna go bye-bye. I'm gonna go nighty-night. I want to have enough energy for tomorrow, so stay up a little bit tomorrow. So let's meet again for later tomorrow night for the finale of 2025, folks. Help me ring in 2025. I might do it live. We'll see. So might do a live show. So might do a live show. So I might do it for a couple of hours. I might hook my phone up to the charger and sing Kumbaya, watch the Three Stooges, eat some food, drink some fun drinks, and drink some champagne, and welcome 2025. Well, say bye-bye to 2025, put it to rest, lay it to bed, and give it a cup of water and shuffle it off the bed, and welcome 2026 into our lives tomorrow. So you guys don't go away. You guys all stay. You guys all stay absolutely fabulous. So, and stay warm. Stay warm, my fellow Bostonians, and anybody in the cold. All right, guys. Good night. This is Mike about here for entry number 8, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe live, maybe not, for entry number 9. So let's actually I might save. Actually, I think this might be the last one. I think I might just do a live one tomorrow. We'll roll out the first new video of the year. I will definitely do. I will definitely say hi, hello, later on the 1st, and you guys will see a new thing. And I swear I'm gonna update the. Well, I'm not swearing that way, but I know all the words. Curly. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoyed my little presentation of the Grand Sport and the revival and the rejoicing of the revival of the 409. So not the spray. For those of you who know their cleaning, their household cleaners, you guys will know Formula 409 was very powerful, just like the engine and like the song. So good night, folks. I'm gonna blow this right now.